Hi, how you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of the Gay Human Target. All right, um, as you saw the last two episodes, little scattered and scared, and among other things, a lot of tension and emotion there. You guys know about the video with Monica Foster. Time to take notice. Yes, the interview went great, and rather others some small videos here and there. This issue with the Gay Human Target, or this episode, I'm gonna go into what I was trying to say before, but I had something quite interesting in which I was going to do, but after an event that transpired, not even yesterday. I think getting this one out is the best of all. I'm not going to mention names to protect the innocent, but I am going to point out other things. Let me tell you a little story about such myself. I am 5'9". I am 143 pounds. Yeah. I am a tiny, tiny guy. Not that tiny. The other tiny. Yeah, in that department, I'm fine. It's nicely thick. Girthy. Okay, I'm going to stop bragging. I'm a tiny guy. I'm small. I'm petite. You could even say it's probably close to swimmer's build, if you want to call it. You can call it Twinkie build, and I'm just small framed. So I know I'm not that great looking. I'm not egotistical in my terms I like to use. I never danced. I never did any kind of exotic dancing. I never did anything like that. And it's kind of like no shit. So I was a bit brave, if you want to call it. I feel a little embarrassed even sharing this story, but it's like confessions of a fucking idiot. Sorry for the language. I'm sorry, my apology, but it's true. When I was young, around 18, 19 years old, I used to work for a store called Bang Bang. Small little chain store, about probably like 10 or something, 12 stores. And they sell really cheap wash and wear club clothes. The store that I worked at was in Freehold, New Jersey, which was in the Freehold Raceway Mall. Yeah. Memories. To speed this along, I used to know the people that used to come in and basically be their personal shopper and helper and, salesman. I knew the floor in and out. I knew my retail clothing. I knew what was coming in for guys and girls. It wasn't that hard. And, obviously the ladies and the girls used to come in. So here you got this cute little flaming gay boy helping them out, pick out, and say, give me that one, it makes my tits go even bigger. Look! And I would help him out. And in exchange, sometimes to be like, you know what, what you do is just bend down, bend the hip a little bit, just stuff like that, stupid stuff. And then I go to the little tiny gay clubs and, enjoy it. Enjoy the youth at what it is. To be young. So, fast forward a little bit. Learning how to, spin around on a stripper pole and enjoy it. I decided to take a crack at it. A lot of people have, lower expectations, maybe really low expectations. No, I decided to actually go for a high expectation. I decided to actually even go for it. In other words, I decided to, if I'm going to do my first opportunity in my first audition, I'm going to go to the biggest place in which every guy goes to. I decided to go over to Splash Bar in New York. Yeah. Already people are just like, oh no, what did you do? Okay, so this is where it gets funny. All right, number one, I knew I needed an outfit, so duh. Obviously, if you hung around in the club scene long enough, and you knew basically how dancers were, and if you were a little gay boy who ran around in the club scene a little bit here and there, you knew what to bring along, and you knew what to expect. So, not to mention that actually you're working in a little bit of distribution of porn, so it's a give me. You know what you need to bring. So besides being a red belt in Taekwondo and practicing it within, so many years, it's not like I'm doing anything special. I know I have the leg capability of actually dancing a little bit. So my expectation is, okay, here's the thing for dancers. And it's just like, fine, they say dancers. You didn't say strippers. You didn't say go-go boys. You just said dancers. It means dancers of all sorts. So fine, I'm walking into this club and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to attempt this. You know why? Because, fuck it, if I'm going to be able to do this, I better be able to do it in the biggest place of all. So, for those that actually don't know, let's clarify a couple of things here. The difference between a go-go boy and a dancer. Yeah. Alright. I decided to go online, and the difference here is... Here you go. What is the difference between a stripper and a go-go dancer? Best dancer. Strippers take their clothes off and perform sex acts with go-go dancers. They dance around poles in nightclubs in very revealing clothes. Not the best dancer, but you get the point. Strippers clothes off in, such a risque manner. And go-go boys just have the temptation clothes on. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's probing. It's, wow, just insightful. Like none of us knew this before. Alright, so obviously I'm not planning on stripping. No, also that actually there's no poles in Splash. There's just bars. And cubes. Very, very wobbly cubes, just to tell you. You might want to screw that shit down. That's a lawsuit right there. Somebody tips over, falls, breaks their head open. Yeah. You might want to do that. Anyway. So, keep the story short, too late. I go over there. Now, let's rewind to the past, the week before. The week before I went over there, just to feel how the club is, because I like to feel out shit. I like to know what I'm getting myself into. So, I decided to take a look at the club, meet the staff, see how they are. Some seemed really, really nice. Others a little weaselly, but that was fine. I brought my bag with me just in case. Excuse me, belch. So, I was brought up to a manager, and the one person says, well, that person's not here today. They won't be back till next week. So you can speak to this manager, and this manager says to come in on Thursday. I'm like, next Thursday. This is like, great. I drove myself up here, fine. Okay, here's the thing. I had my wallet on me, I had my clothes on me, I had my bag of stuff with me. I had my phone inside the bag. I never took my phone out of the bag. I left it in there. I didn't use my phone at all in that club. I know I didn't, because I left it in the bag. With the coat check. Yeah. Not a very smart thing to do. But in the essence of saving time, because I was feeling myself around, obviously, can't trust it. Note to all. Anyway, so I'm walking around, I'm having myself a Heineken. Yes, I'm an import boy. Walking around, feeling around the joint, and I decide, screw it. I'm just gonna, bounce around, feel how it is, hang out downstairs a little bit, just feel it out. I did a little bit, went upstairs again, danced a tiny bit, back downstairs, hung out and everything else. Then, danced a little bit more harder. That was fine. When I left, I was like, hey, goodbye, nice meeting you all and everything. Okay, be back next week. And they're like, well, what time, when you coming back next? I was just like, Thursday. And they're like, that's kind of like the daddy night. What? Why? That's like the beefy guy. Why are you coming Thursday? Yeah, dead giveaway. I should have known that. But you deal with it anyway. So, with everything going on, I come back to what happened yesterday. So, alright, I have not a major crisis, but a small little crisis of a stalker going on. I'm refraining from using that, or going into it. But I end up paying. Yeah. I said I'm auditioning, and yet on the other hand, I'm paying. Gotta make the money somehow, right? So, go ahead. Go downstairs. And I asked for, the same guy. Again. Oh, he's downstairs somewheres. Now you get the direction of, oh, he's upstairs somewheres. All right, obviously, it gets a bit testy sometimes. That's the environment. Everybody's doing 1,001 things to do, running around back and forth. I get it. I really do. A little bit impatient. I got that. Man's gotta fucking work and, do what's gotta do and organize shit. I got it. But here was where the issue started to turn. I went and decided, okay, well, he's upstairs, told by the bartender. Go upstairs, and went upstairs, and I still have my bag, and then I see him coming along. So he's coming towards me, and he walks right past me before I even could say a word. I'm like, oh, putting out fires on a Thursday night. Okay, that's fine. I get it. So downstairs, I was like, great, now I gotta follow. So I go ahead and I follow a little bit. Go downstairs, and there he is talking with the DJ and some other person. Go up, and I'm standing next to the one person that's right across from me. Goes ahead, turns around, and walks over towards the office and goes away and walks in the office. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? Walk into the office with you? Now, this time I did say, excuse me. Now, that's how we, in polite circles over in New Jersey, get somebody's attention. We say, excuse me. Or in other words, excuse me! But in the essence of saving time, goes into the office. So now I'm just like, okay, now I know he noticed who I was. He remembers me from last week, and yet he's still walking away. Now, I did not travel all the way from fucking New Jersey, gear all the way over there with all my shit for 45 minutes to get onto the PATH train to drive up and get all the way over there to actually play this game. If there is such a problem, don't waste my time. And don't waste your time. I mean, and anybody would agree with that, right? So, I'm standing by the door a little bit. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Here he comes, flooring out. And I was like, excuse me. And he just goes, looks at me, for 2 seconds, turns around and dashes off. Obviously, we know what that means. Exactly. So what does one person do? Some people would have taken the hint and left. Some people would have probably boo-hooed and cried. Not me. I don't do that. Don't waste my time. And don't waste yours. That's my philosophy. If you're gonna be a real man, you say it to the face. Alright? That's how we do it. That's how we roll. You don't go buzzing by, walking back and forth, ignoring. Because you ignore the problem, it only increases to get bigger. So, on the other hand, let's continue with the story. Now I get a little bent. And then I look over at the corner, and there's this big, beefy guy, you know, the whole rugged kind of nasty pig look in his eye and everything. And I see him walk past one, and he goes, he's pointing towards me, and they go like that towards each other. All of a sudden, it clicks. Oh, so it's like that. Oh, you don't know the Jersey bitch like me. So I grab the chair and scrape it across so it's sitting right next to the door and cross my legs waiting for it. Yeah, now you see the psychotic look in my eye. Mm-hmm. You want to answer now? Go ahead, cross my path. Now we got 3 other people that are laughing like, yeah, right, like this is gonna actually work. He's really gonna do it, right? See, that's the problem with most men. I've been treated worse by better fucking people, alright? I actually had to sit across and have a small interview with one of the biggest gay porn kings in this country and look like a fucking asshole. Do you really think that actually I give a shit what those fucking lowlifes that are downstairs fucking doing? Please. 5 years being the fucking dungeon boy? Sorry. Ain't gonna work with me. So, back to the story. Now, I'm waiting. Those guys are laughing, and I see the big beefy guy over there laughing, and they're like laughing hysterically. And then, you know what happens when I get pissed. Oh no, you don't know what happens when I get pissed. I do one of these. Yeah. It's kind of like, my warning sign. It means time to get down to business. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm all full of shit and I'm all that, but when you're pissing me off, it's time to fucking crack this whip. So I grab my bag, and I go into the first stall that has throw up all over the fucking toilet. Just like the homeless shelter. Great. Change into my gear, in which if you look at my Twitter pictures, or Instagram pictures, you would see my little tiny outfit. So cute! The girls loved it. They loved it! They're like, it's so cute! Anyway, slapped the outfit on. When I stepped out, I was fucking pissed. Stepped out, walked outside, and walked right upstairs. Oh, after I checked my bag. Also, on my phone, I did put on there a new password. Yeah, we'll get into that one later. Yeah, new password on there, and also a little message. Don't even think about it. Ask first. But anyway, we'll keep going with this story. Go upstairs, and now I'm walking back and forth. Just checking the area out. The promoter came near me and just introduced himself nicely, in which he seemed like a genuine guy. And if we were on another level and met at another place, I probably would have gotten to know him and maybe even slept with him. But since it was, excuse me, this opportunity here, and that's what I think about it, turns out, okay, we'll do this. It's like, well, you know, the auditions are until a little bit later. So if you could like wait downstairs or something. Listen, I'm not about blowing up people's places, and I'm not about walking into conspiracies or circles or anything else. It's not my deal. I know there's got to be a certain way things need to be done, but if you're the manager at the door and you have somebody come up to you and tell you this is the way, you know, I want to do this, you either tell them yes or no. Be direct, and you won't have this type of problem. Then you tell them the process in which it needs to go. Don't have somebody circling around and then start making fun of them, because guess what? You're going to come across an asshole like me who loves sucking in all that negative energy. I just fume on that. So what did I do? Fume on it. Getting madder and madder and madder. I went downstairs, and then I went over to the side, and then I asked the boys in the quote room, I was like, so what does one do to, you know, get themselves, you know, into this? And it was just like, it's the first time. They're like, well, if you want to know, the lap dances are over there in that corner. And try to stay away from the box, because the box, everybody tries to go onto the box, but the box is not really that big much of a deal. And now, I don't know if anybody is a rocket scientist when it comes to the club scene, but I know two things, all right? You're not a strip club, all right? Lap dances? Really? Really? Come on. Give me a fucking break. This ain't Johnny's in fucking Fort Lauderdale. Number 2. Yeah, honey, been there too. Number 2, try to stay away from the box. I came here to dance an audition. Let me think about this one for a second. Thank you. I don't even need to answer this one. So, obviously I have to do the direct opposite. Well, why don't you have a drink first? Keep yourself all, you know, nice and loosened up a little bit. You think I'm going to give these bitches any more money after I had to pay $10 at the fucking door to do an audition? Why am I paying you? That's how I felt. So, what's the next thing that I do? I start getting myself going. First, I saw the 2 promoters on the side that are like debating, should we let him go? Should we not? Should we let him go? I don't know. He looked cute. Dude, fucking, his thing is pointing out. I don't know. He's sliding down. I mean, so now they're debating about it. Almost 45 minutes has now passed by. I could have actually found a man, gotten laid, and had a Heineken by now. So obviously, enough's enough. It's time to teach these beefy guys and these arrogant fools a little Flaming Queen lesson 101. And I exemplified and amplified my little faggot ass right to that box after the stripper Go-Go Boy got off. And literally, he did not get off. He just got off. Yeah. And danced my little ass off for at least 3-4 songs. I shook it so damn hard that actually it made people actually go, really? This is different. Isn't it beefy night? What is this? You know, for it being so skinny and tiny, it's kind of cute. Oh, look, it's pointing out. It's so big. Does it have a name? All right. You get my point. And then afterwards, I jumped down. And for the next 25 minutes, I walked around having people talk shit about me then. Making fun of me. Oh, now that's a real dancer over there. Like I said, really? You think I give? Come on. I've seen some real dancers too. The ones that were dancing there that looked like had a beer gut. But you know, I'm like horrible. I'm like repelled. More intimidation from your own kind of people. I mean, that is the scene. That's how it is. But if I didn't have that club mind frame from back when I was a kid and basically from those club stores and even from this community, I would have actually never known how I would have walked in to a New York bar. This is what I exactly did. I walked into one of the supposedly hottest spots in New York City for my first time audition, ever, not knowing a damn thing, and knocked it out of the fucking ballpark. And I know I did good because I'm not that full of myself. But if I know I did that good, then motherfucker, I did that good because I even astonished some of those fucking people that were there. I am proud of myself. I walked into the big, bad city. And I did something that actually most people would have curled away and sobbed about. And I'm not saying I'm ready to take on the world and, oh, I jumped up there behind the manager's back and rubbed it in their faces. Yeah, baby, here it is. Motherfucker. And most people are going to be like, you can get your behind kicked. Yeah, great. Go for it. Nothing like intimidating your own kind, right? You know, I wonder if I actually was a little bit more inquisitive and asked them about if they knew anything about Robert Frank's The Americans. Yeah, I can't wait to see Splash on actually Gay Pride Day. Really, I really do. But this is what I'm trying to say. Robert Frank, The Americans, the photographer. In the 1950s, I believe it was in 1956 and 1957, and I put this in my blog, he came up with a concept of a series called NYC, the New York City Pictures. Now, there was a certain picture that I loved. I believe it was number 12 or number 13. I believe it was number 13 that had 3 gay men walking across the street, and they don't even acknowledge the camera. They're walking in such a way that actually it's what I looked at as, you know, these were our forefathers who, like, you know, they worked at like fucking Project Runway models. I mean, really? And this was before the 70s. This was before the 60s. And they were gay prostitutes. Low rent, degrading. That's right, in your face, girlfriend! Kind of guys. And they didn't care. They let those pictures be taken. Those guys knew real fucking pain. And I'm not saying that nobody else does, but those guys were really the ones that actually did suffer because the only thing they had was each other. And yet here we are, so many eons later, backstabbing each other for the nearest line of coke. And I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody else, because I've had my share of times. It's not the most gracious. But what can you do about it? You take responsibility for your own actions. And then you start realizing what you can do with it and what you can't do with it. What I'm doing with mine is that actually I didn't go to that bar or club to shake my ass and hook up with every random guy. I went there to promote, to engage. And to promote what? The new show that actually me and Monica are coming out with. My blog that actually is out there. You know, these videos that I'm doing. These segments. You know, get people to at least know, get to acknowledge, maybe get some Twitter followers, who knows? But the idea is not to be, you know, if I make a little few bucks out of it, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not tossing my clothes all over the place. No offense to it. I mean, I give any guy credibility to doing it. But goddamn, that was my first time, and I jumped up there and I looked that good? In a New York club on top of that? And then the reactions afterwards was very subtle approach. I'm not saying we need to all come together. I'm just saying that actually, dude, really? If you didn't want somebody there, you should have said it a long time ago. Don't play your stupid games. That's where your ass gets in trouble. And that's the way it's got to be. And I'm not saying this to as the viewer directly. I'm saying that's the way it's got to be in any business. You have to know how to manage. And if you're going to make somebody look like, as they would say, somebody chasing you down back and forth, what is that? Who the hell do you think you are? Obviously, what I did showed them. So, tell you the truth, afterwards, I decided to do this. Walk around for another 20 to 25 minutes. Now guys are coming up to me, are you a stripper? Are you a dancer? I'm like, for the next hour. Yeah, it was quite funny. Bartender's looking at me weird with the drink in hand. Am I supposed to give this to you? It was so confusing. So, here it goes. The men that approached me, or the men that said cute, the ladies that came down and patted me on the ass, the one beefy guy, really nice looking beefy guy, I mean really hot, came over. Baby. I'm like, whoa, hands. Where did those hands come from? Whew, it's a whole lot of beef there. Not used to muscle men actually grabbing me and holding me and probably squeezing the air out of me. Like I said, tiny guy. I go upstairs, walking around, shaking myself a little bit more. And I'm not trying to look to talk, to conversate with anybody. I'm waiting for one of the staff members to go, listen, we're sorry, the additions got held up, we're putting out fires, can you come back 3 hours later? Something. No, nothing like that. Instead, we have people saying, and now they're doing the stupid hypocritical bullshit. So like I said, I did go upstairs at least, and then I hear somebody ever so gently. Ever so gently. Get out! Yeah. Gotta love this club. So obviously the comment reaction that actually I have, because I'm just a skinny little thing, and I'm about to cry. And yeah, I'm just about to come to tears because I'm being treated so meanly, so poorly, and the world is so cruel. And it just came in and I was like, deal with it! Yeah. The heads turn and they go running downstairs. I give a lot of credit to those men that actually bust their ass, that get up on there and have to deal with this shit every fucking day. I did mine to just as a promotional gimmick. I mean, I'm actually going to still try to attempt it a couple more times. Why not? It is the field. Summer's coming up. I need cash. But you're going to come across that in that field. In any field. It was definitely an awakening. And after what I did, staying for a little bit longer, I went and I go get my bag. And having a little, one of the boys go, it's like, oh, well, how was everything? I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave. I'm like, yeah, I did my thing, and now it's fine. It's like, pathetic. I was just like, cam video, bitch. Yeah. It's the same thing about when it comes to my phone being in my bag. The phone was still in the bag, but obviously nobody could get inside the phone this time because the password had been changed. There's a picture on my Twitter account of a drag queen holding a birthday cake, and there's a stripper or dancer on the other side. Sorry, I'm getting terminology wrong. The cake itself is lit. I never took that picture. And I'll say this in front of the camera, and I swear by it, I never took that picture. I never turned on my phone. I never used my phone. I never used my phone even outside the club. So the question that comes to me is, who had my password? Look at that. 2 weeks in this corrupt environment of strippers and shows and webcasting, and I already got myself 2 stalkers already. Joy! Thank you! I guess I got so cute. Thanks. Really? But you know what? That's the business. I had my own. Don't worry. It's alright. I know what a restraining order is. So, as for this episode of The Gay Target, I was going to do two other, segments. I was going to talk about the gay community overall, but I'm not going to even waste that airtime. I could talk about that another time when it's getting near towards Gay Pride Day. Hopefully people will be at least a little bit more justifiable, or have better means, or I don't know. And I was also going to talk about some advocacy. You know what advocacy is, right? Yeah, Google it. I know I'm bitching and complaining about this matter, but I'm sorry. I think this matter deserves the bitch out of the week. Yeah. Me. To the staff that was there, that participated, and the clients that actually made fun, and those that were in between. Thank you for making our community ever so great. Let me tell you something right here and now. When you go into a club and you actually do something as point as trying to scare tactic somebody else to get them to go away, what does that tell you about yourself? Do you even understand what the hell you're doing to your own goddamn community? Really? Are you trying to actually make another Tyler Clementi situation? What is wrong with you? What do we want? Another gay suicide? And then they wonder why. You know what? Half the guys that were there that pretty much had their bellies rolling out, great platforms that they stand for. I can see them for their great advocacy. Perfect stance! Congratulations, motherfuckers! You got Alex's bitch out of the week! Fuck you!